Hello. In our country at the moment, everyone is talking about the Fulani herdsmen and their murderous rampage across the nation. Just a few days ago, we got the reports that over 50 people were slaughtered in the Ozawane area of Enugu State. Some 2,000 people were displaced and over 100 people injured. Houses were burned, including churches. In February, it was the Agatu community in Benue State who had over 300 of their own people, their kith and kin, massacred by this satanic cult. Even the ex-Senate president, David Mark, was attacked by suspected Fulani herdsmen as he went to assess the damage done in Agatu. Before that, the Ofagbe community in the Soko North local government area of Delta State was attacked by the Fulani herdsmen and the man was killed. Now, this same Fulani herdsmen attacked the Amoji community in Delta State and abducted about 4 people. They also kidnapped 8 people in Obiaruku, Ukwane local government area of Delta State. They've also attacked and razed down the Suwa and Brokoto communities in Lamurde local government area of Adamawa State. Now, last year, we heard that the Fulani herdsmen attacked 9 different communities in the Kina local government area of Kogi State, killing 22 people. Before all that, there were reports of them regularly molesting and raping innocent women and girls and destroying their farmland and livestock in parts of Enugu State. In September 2015, last year, the Fulani herdsmen kidnapped the elder statesman and former finance minister Olufalaye on his farmland in Ondo State. A ransom had to be paid to free him. Now, a few years back, there was the report of youth corpers who were killed in a car accident caused by an unguided herd of cattle along the Owo Expressway. Now, in Ifelodo, local government and other areas of Kwara State, they have caused problems. Even in the year 2000, the Fulani herdsmen had a clash with farmers in Okeogu area of Oyo State. Some individuals have also reported losses, like Governor Autumn of Benue State, who lost about 50 hectares of his own farmland before he became governor. Even Professor Wole Soyinka complained publicly today that his own property, his own home compound, was also violated by this satanic mob. Now, this calls for leadership on the part of Mr. President. In his inaugural address, he vowed that the Boko Haram sect would soon feel the collective might or will of the people of Nigeria. Well, that's far from being accomplished. And this has emboldened the Fulani herdsmen. They have continued their murderous rampage across the Nigerian landscape. And only a strong determination and action by the government can stop them. Unfortunately, this government still has yet to start governing. The only thing the government is achieving so far is all motion and no action. It's like sitting in a barber's chair and rocking yourself forward and backwards and sideways, but without actually moving anywhere. The petrol situation is still very bad, so bad that a citizen of the country had to strip himself completely naked in order to be able to buy petrol. That is sad. Now, the government is enjoying the blame game. They have blamed Jonathan, blamed the marketers, blamed the pipeline vandals, blamed those diverting the products, blamed the international price of oil, blamed the value of the naira, blamed the journalists who report these things. The next person to blame would have to be God for them. Maybe they should blame God for giving Nigeria oil deposits, and maybe they should also blame the people for owning cars and generating sets. So, Mr. President and co, keep blaming everyone else and take no responsibility. That is the tragedy. Now, we have heard that the Fulani herdsmen did actually vacate their livestock from the Uzawani area prior to the attack. And the question now is who heard what and what action was taken. Now, a lot of people are mad and they're angry. Some are blaming the governors. But we have to realize that we run a central police system. The police departments or police commands in the various states, they take orders from the inspector general, who is under the president. So the buck here stops with Mr. President. This is a failure of leadership on his part. Like in so many other areas of our national life, there has been a lack of leadership. But I would like to appeal to people not to see this as an ethnic war. You see that these Fulani herdsmen, they are criminals, they are renegades, but then I don't think it's an ethnic thing because they have caused mayhem in so many different parts of the country. I see it as a territorial grab by them, and they should be stopped because the country doesn't belong to them. It belongs to all of us. So, the government, please do something and let everyone see this as a national problem. Because if we fail to see it as a national problem, it will come back to haunt us. It is happening in another person's backyard today. It could happen in your own backyard. But the failure of this government is astounding. And it reminds me of what Joshua Dogoyaro said about this current president in 1985. Joshua Dogoyaro said, all the energies of the rulership were directed at his imaginary opposition rather than to effective leadership. The result of this misdirected effort is now very evident in the country as a whole. The government has started to drift. The economy does not seem to be getting any better as we witness daily increased inflation. The nation's meager resources are once again being wasted on unproductive ventures. Government has distanced itself from the people, and the yearnings and aspirations of the people, as constantly reflected in the media, have been ignored. This is because a few people have arrogated to themselves the right to make the decisions for the larger part of the ruling body. So this is the problem we have here. The government has gone comatose. Something needs to happen. I remember that when the attacks happened in Brussels a few weeks ago, our president was one of the first to issue a condemnation and then call for concerted international efforts to combat terrorism. But now, hundreds of his own countrymen and women and children have been slaughtered right in his own backyard. And what is he doing? Nothing. Now, Wole Soyinka has come out strongly against this whole issue. And he wants the government to take action. And I think I support him. And what has he got to say? He said, I have not heard an order given that any cattle herder caught with sophisticated firearms be instantly disarmed, arrested, placed on trial, and his cattle confiscated. Let me repeat, and of course I only ask to be corrected if wrong. I have yet to encounter a terse, rigorous, soldierly, and uncompromising language from this leadership, one that threatens a response to this unconscionable bloodletting that would make even Boko Haram repudiate its founding clerics. For every crime, he says, there is a punishment. For every violation, there must be restitution. The nomads, these Fulani herdsmen, cannot place themselves above the law of settled humanity. Mr. President, please save your country.